this true?
Yeah, ask Schlenky.
Toxic.
Aww.
I've never been mean to you in your life.
Yeah.
I can bring up chat logs, mate.
Oh yeah? Yeah, bring him up then. Bring
How
him
many
up then.
times have you baited me with making an open team? Oh yeah,
Ah.
Zach, join my open team next season. What a joke.
No comment.
I should probably
No
just
comment.
announce, guys, that I will be recording this and putting on YouTube for anyone who wants help and can't make it tonight. So, you know, just be a little bit careful with what you say.
Oh, if it's gonna be on YouTube, then presumably mute everyone.
Oh, you're such a...
Well, if this is gonna be on YouTube, I just want everybody to know that Schlenky's such a bot.
I mean, the whole point of it's to
toxic.
have, you know,
Really
people be
toxic.
able to listen to the map strats. I can't really just mute
Hey, Zach.
everyone.
Like he's like the best player in our Sixers team, right? Like,
Oh.
What sort of Sixers team is that?
the 5th Western Open.
Wait, the 5th one? Nah, I'm kidding. Schlenky's a pound demo.
Me and Schlenky in the 10th West team in Open.
Get it? Because it's actually not the 10th West.
Because there's only 10 teams in Open. Like,
What? Charge does not work. Demonite's broken. He needs to be buffed.
I love how the glasses clip through the top of your helmet.
I love it. Do you like my double cigars?
Oh shit, yo. Oh my god, and they like, oh god, you like swallow them when you laugh. Oh no. It's like throat cancer. Yikes.
I wanna look, let me know.
when are we starting?
Couple
Wow.
minutes. I'll
Couple hours, yeah.
minutes.
What the fuck, Zach?
Is this happening with every map? Or
And
like...
if people want it, I'm happy to do
Yeah.
it for all the map.
If it goes well.
Cause like...
Are we looking
I'm
at
pretty
this?
new Highlander. I have no clue what's going on.
Easy sixes.
Like, all I know is Highlander meta, because you're gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I don't trust Gun Wrong enough to be my heavy.
What do
Fuck
you
off,
mean?
retard.
Yeah, heavy's
I'm
the
a
best
better
one.
heavy than a medic you'll ever be, bro.
Yeah, so the person doesn't look
One
behind
job.
him when they look behind him.
Oh, okay, listen now.
Hey, you know how hard it is to hear turn behind sometimes?
Yeah, especially when your medic's a fucking poo brain, bro.
Shut the fuck up, cunt. I'll fucking bash your little Italian nose.
Hey,
come
I'm sensing some tension here. Can we just cool it?
Fight me
True.
on land. Fight me on
Dude,
land.
MGB
Yeah,
in
pretty
fucking
raw.
Bankstown KFC right here, right now.
Good vibes only tonight,
Bankstown.
fellas.
You probably don't want to go to Bankstown.
Yeah, no, so I don't want to get fucking killed the moment I step foot into Bankstown.
Come to Redfern, dude. Come to Redfern, dude.
Come to Bendigo, mate. You're gone.
Bendigo.
Bendigo!
Oh, Bendigo's a shithole, mate.
Bendigo is this shithole.
Come to
Yeah.
Glenville.
Might
Mate, we
be
And
got
again,
actual-
I can't
Right.
say much. I'm from Werribee, man.
Exquisit. Is Bairnsdale anywhere near Bendigo?
no idea, dude. No fucking clue.
They both start with B, so I assume
Oh
it'd be
god,
near each other.
Bansdale. Oh,
Sorry, it
family
doesn't start
Bansdale.
with Melbourne. I don't know where that is.
Dude, who's fucking big sexuals over here?
Whoa. Why is there so many mentors here?
Gaming.
Cause it's a new map. New map
It's
to
a
us.
refresher.
For his official tomorrow, he's a bit scared. A bit frightened.
Teach me how to...
Doggy?
Asheville? Get to teach me how to Asheville.
Exquisit, you're not fucking playing tomorrow.
What?
What kind of name is Fortnite Day
Whoa!
2009?
Me?
It's the best name. Oh, dude, you got the assassin attire. Nice, Choco.
No hours, Zach? They're a secret. They're a secret to everyone, are they?
It's 7 o'clock now, Jake and Bird. Do we want to start?
Yeah, we'll get this started. If everyone jump in spec, unless you've got the mental roll, please.
See,
you can still jump in spec.
Can somebody stream this to me?
Spec call, spec call.
It's being recorded, so you can just watch it another time if you can't get me again. Oh, wow.
Choco's got it too. Can you see it? Is it okay?
Looks totally fine.
Who's the best person to do a POV on?
Probably a rascal.
I don't know. A little reminder. Alright, we starting? We good? What are you saying, Exquisit?
I said me and Bird can basically talk about the combo stuff. Jake can talk about more flank and
Yeah, true. Good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
and you more specifically.
If anyone
Zach-
has
Zach
like,
can speak.
if anyone has like input and stuff, it's fine. There's no like.
And they ask through voice. Oh, not voice. Sorry, like text chat.
Yeah,
Bird,
that would be good.
Bird, what's your HUD?
Good question.
Oh man.
I think it's the AHUD. I think it's AHUD.
A HUD, okay.
Oh, that's so similar to mine. Wait, it might even be my HUD. I think it's a newer version of the HUD that I have.
Yeah, I only updated it like the other day, so it's pretty.
Okay, yeah. Seek.
Alright, well, let's go take it away.
All right, there's people still joining. I don't want to like start without them. So let's start it off. Little reminder for cough maps, especially when you're in spawn. Medic should always buff the demo in like the freeze time. If the rest of the team can crouch, it makes it a lot easier for the medic to find the demo. Rollout is there's kind of two ways that people generally go. I don't actually know the demo rollout, but I don't think it's that hard to just like sticky jumps. You can pick up the pack if you need. So you either roll out ramp this way, combo either come ramp, or you can come up on bats. I think bats is a bit more passive.
Yeah, generally speaking, most teams will roll out left, and that's where most of the hold will be done. So your team will come left, engineer dispenser, kind of just on the left side with your team. Then you can use that either, walk out onto point, or classes with better mobility you can walk on top of your roof and just start spamming out the other combo.
Yeah, this is just like a lot. It's a bit safer, I think, because once you're on bats, oh my god, you can't like fight the point from there, so you have to drop down here. So then you're open to like all these different flanks. So if you like, I don't recommend really playing here that much.
Unless you're like walking straight under.
Yeah, unless you walk straight under, which is the old Josh Chap.
Yeah.
Commonly known as Chapman theory. As well as just like holding below bats as well, because you've got a lot less visibility above you. Like you won't be able to see players until they're basically on top of you. It means you're really, really open to soldier and demo bombs.
Yeah, my old team.
You're probably looking forward, not really above.
My old team made the mistake of holding here in like the grand final, and our mid just kept getting dropped like continuously by the soldier. So, I mean, you still have to watch roof from this side as well, but it's a lot easier. Controlling the high ground is really good on this map. So if you can get like a scout or soldier, or like I know that some NGs like to set up minis and stuff on roof. It just, especially on mid fights, you can really lock down the other team from getting much space.
For most of Asheville, you really just want to be holding this ramp side and then fighting on point when you can. If you do manage to get a lot of picks and the other team does, drop a lot of players, you can set up a forward hold on the right, and that will work pretty well because they have to either invest a lot of players or use Uber really to push out of that. But of course, you just got to watch out for flank.
And when you're holding forward, it's really good to if you're spectating me, you can see all the way through this window to bats from forward hold, and you can see, if you see one or two of the combo members walking bats from here, you just know instantly it'll be a call. They're coming bats. Back off straight away because they can wrap straight behind you and they can get so much damage off on you without you even realizing it if you're focusing all on that one way. So yeah, either like if you see someone crossing through that window, or if you can see someone, if you get one of your other players on on the flank, maybe sitting up there calling it earlier as well. But like you can, from this point here, you can see everyone coming a mile away, so you shouldn't really be caught off guard by anything. Like if you sit here, you can see all the way down to that spawn door, all the way down to that door, and across all the way over there. So there's nothing you shouldn't see here.
But keep in mind that while you can see that far, there are also very strong sniper sight lines. So if you're like sitting up there with your medic, the enemy sniper can just like, oh, that's weird. Can just like just sit here, and watch and get the pick if you're not careful. So I would never really push past this point that much. You can go for like little players out here, but this is the high ground that you want to control if you're doing a forward hold, so I would never give that up and to like push further into their spawn.
Yeah, you really got to watch out for those fast rotates when you're going to be holding them. Because there are such good flanks, and it is so easy for a scout to just double jump onto your roof and cross, or a soldier bomb, or even a demo sometimes. You really got to be utilizing those flanks and making sure they're locked down, because once a class is behind you, they can rotate so quickly that they're going to be a pain for quite a while. And then same said really for if you're playing the flanks, like utilizing that and being able to get behind and just pestering even, like the team knowing you're there and sending players back for you is still helpful for your team.
Sniper spots, the most common ones are like Toxic here. This is probably one of the strongest in my opinion, if your combo's holding here. In Highlander, it's always really good to play close to combo with Sniper, because you get free buffs, you get free protection from Spy, free protection from flank and things like that. In Shutter's also good. Otherwise, if you can't get an angle, up here also gives you like a good sight line onto their bats as well. But just be aware that if you're playing a sniper up on bats here, you're a lot more open to getting picked by Spy and getting picked by any of their flank classes. So that includes like yeah.
Anything to say about Spy, Brady? Spy comments?
Spy comments. I think as a spy, main job is bats control, really. Because, as Bird said, if their snipers taking bats sightlines, they have massive sightline across the point, and across up into mini bats, and like even prevents like teams from walking out here, even across up there.
Yeah.
So having bats control the spy is massive. Forcing the sniper to play combo and taking like disadvantageous sightlines was probably your biggest job. Trying to take away teleporters as well. There are a couple of interesting spots, but most of the really nice decloak spots don't exist on this map anymore, which is unfortunate. I've just been looking. The only one that I could find, if you guys are speaking me, that's still really here is this little tucked in one on ramp. It's not really checked, especially if it's if they're pushing out, they're not going to hear your decloak here, and you can get a like almost guaranteed pick on one of the combo, whether it's medic, demo, pyro, heavy. This is a guaranteed spot almost 90% of the time. Other than that, like focusing on teleporters is a big thing. Calling under pushes as well, because you're invisible, you can peek under, and you can have under control as well. It's really important that you call under pushes and where flanks are rotating to, because you're the one that sees that information first, and the quicker your team can have that information, the better prepared they can be. Yeah.
A few things to keep in mind when you're playing Spy and if you're like spy checking. I know lots of spies like to hang out in secret here. Just be aware that when you walk past Shutter, even if you don't enter it, this door will always open. So
yeah. In saying that as well, if you're getting chased and you're invisible, you can fake Shutter and go into secret. It's not fantastic, but it can save in a pinch, or you can even just fully rotate and turn around. Like the Shutter door can be used to bait things quite easily, which is cool.
Yeah.
You can also hold it open while invisible as well, which is cool.
Exquisit.
Okay. With heavy stuff, you don't really want to be the front of the team as heavy, especially on this map, because the sniper will absolutely farm you if you're not careful. Because the sight lines for sniper on this are so strong, and that the most combat is like kind of at a distance on this map, a bit too far for heavy's liking. If you are aggressing, you do really want to stick close to the walls here, just because it completely negates one side of the map from being able to hit you. And I mean, it's a lot better than having the whole map hitting you. If you're walking towards the center here, you can get shot from bats, there, shutter, anywhere around. If you're standing like somewhere like here, you can watch this way, shoot this way, and then peek across like this. Pretty good way to push that way. Or if you're pushing over this side, you should be pushing. Yeah, once that's clear, of course, you should be pushing across and trying to bait someone to overextend here. If you just wait for someone to take one step too far forward, and then you start chasing them down forwards like this, they're not going to escape. You're going to be able to kill them way quicker than they're able to escape. With medics following heavies, preferably the medic should always be like over here. So if I'm aggressing over that side, the medic should just be away from me even. Like I can always just take an arrow standing here. Like I'm not really going too far anywhere. I can just get an arrow. Or even if I'm pushing along this way, the medic could probably even stand if the sniper's dead and we're aggressing forward, because you wouldn't really want to aggress without the sniper being dead. You'd probably stick really close behind, mainly around this corner. Like not really, because the beam can easily hit me. If I'm standing, say here, the medic can sit like there, all the way back there, and I can just clean this out the whole way without being disconnected.
You just have to watch with medic, sniper often as well, peek from ramp. So if you're standing out here like this, not paying attention, sniper can get a sneaky little pick on you. So just be aware that like you want to be able to duck behind walls as much as you can.
And you know, it's not the best to hold over this side, but if you are holding over this side, like you can get really good angles over here as heavy. Like you can be over here solo by yourself as heavy. You can just stand and get an arrow if you do need it from your medic on the other side. It's quite strong over here because you've got the head box here to fire, and then you can also drop straight down on something. If something's called unders there, they're not going to expect a fully revved heavy to just drop on top of them there. Then you can just catch so many people off guard with that. And there's also a pack under there if you need it off the fight as well, because you'll probably need it.
As medic as well, be really conscious of like a really aggressive sniper peek from shutter, because they can sit behind shutter, fully charge a shot, peek out for a second, just flick and body shot you. I had that happen a fair few times. Yeah, you really want to be, as medic, really want to be standing like kind of towards the back of point, almost at secret, just because there is such long sniper sight lines from like the back on their back.
And you always want to be behind your heavy as medic. You never want to go in front of him.
And
he's kind of like a wall.
Look up as much as you can as medic. Like a mistake that lots of new medic players make is they like stare at the person that they're healing, which you don't need to do. Like you can beam. Like I can beam Sheep and look exactly the other way, so I can heal him and I can still check for like spies and jumpers and stuff like that, which is, as a medic, is really helpful to your team. Like if you can spot the spy decloaking up there or something and call it out before it even comes to you, like.
And as well, like even look at the range that you've got on the beam. Like you don't have to be. Your players can be all the way out on the point. You can still just be sitting there behind cover.
Yeah. And as well, when you're not completely focused on something, always like flick around and just check everything that you can. Like you'll always like. You'll hit something. If it's there, you'll probably hit it. If you just spray your bloody gun everywhere, you'll hit something. Basically, if you're sitting here, you're gonna hit there, all the way up here. Like you'll hit someone if they're sitting up on. If there's a cloak spy up on bats, you'll probably hit him doing this, and then you can call it out. And like, there's basically no downside to not stopping shooting. Basically, if you've got an engineer, you should be.
If you've got a dispenser here,
you should just be holding the trigger down for the entire time. Like, I know it hurts your ears after like 20 minutes, but you got to hold the trigger down.
If you have the point taken from you, and you want to push it, it depends. It really depends on a lot of things. Like if they have Uberad, where they're holding, if they're holding forward. Things like that. With Uberad, it's always good to try and get a pick if you can. Like, just play passive with your med or someone, just so you can build Uber. And you can pretty much just keep throwing players at them to try and force them until you build the Uber up to try and have some kind of exchange.
Yeah, most of the time, if a team has advantage and they've hot the point, one of their players will overextend, at least one of them.
Yeah, it's
like, even if it's like a demo going forward to set up a trap, or something, or just wanting to chase that last little bit of frag, you can just bait around a corner or something and then just pounce on him.
So, demo scout Ubers on this map are probably going to be your best bet. Heavy Ubers aren't very good here. Because if you hop out onto the point and Uber your heavy, everyone's just going to be like, oh, okay, bye.
And like, you're stuck,
yeah. So demo's good to do the damage, and then scout can run in and clean it up. You can flash a soldier to bomb as well if the medic or something's escaping out ramp. He can cut him off before the med can escape. So
sorry. And just a quick thing with Spy with Ubers. Stay alive for Uber pushes. Like, you being able to coordinate picks inside an Uber guarantees the Uber being able to walk forward to spawn, basically.
Spy, don't throw your life away as Spy, basically. Wait for your picks. Uber pushes are a really great time to go for them before, during, and after. So if you can stay alive and clean up or get that essential med pick after the Uber's faded and the med's like, oh yes, we killed the whole team, we are so strong, and then he just gets dropped and it's like, oh fuck. Yeah. Especially voice comms will generally be pretty cluttered during those times, so yeah.
As far as engineer stuff goes, this map's pretty simple. There's not that much that you really need to be watching out for. As spawn to point is so long, having teleporter up's really essential. And if your team is holding on ramp, just a dispenser. Lots of engineers, like our good friend Ranger, will build a gun up on top of roof and wrangle it, and it makes such a good defense.
Deterrence for anything peeking.
Yeah, exactly. Putting out so much damage, and it just stops people walking forward a lot. Like if you play sightlines properly and kind of avoid the bats, you can just sit up here with a Wrangler and then do so much.
Because if you've got a Wrangler up there, and say I'm sitting over here as a heavy, I can't really destroy that. There's no chance of me getting that down, within reason. And that thing can just pepper away at the combo. Just forcing the medic's attention, to more than just the combo, can even just, be the changing tide in a fight. Or, anyone's attention away from the actual fight. Because, if you're splitting the medic's attention between healing the heavy, healing the demo, healing the pyro, or whoever's there. If you've got heaps of people going to the medic for heals, they're just gonna be overwhelmed. They're not gonna have the mental capacity to check everything off.
With the Wrangler, if there's 4 people there and one of them's a medic, genuinely just ignore everyone else and stop the medic. Even if you do get the medic killer, if you don't, the medic's unable to come in and the team's gonna be left without heals.
Even when a medic's taking 50 damage, their mind's kind of going oh shit, I'm low. I'm panicking basically. Taking, even if it's taking pressure onto the medic, it's just gonna help every little bit.
Yeah, medic's already such a stressful class in Highlander. You don't have to do much to stress them out even more. This is, if you can, especially as demo, if so many, if a bunch of players are coming through the store at once and you can dead a single sticky and hit 4 of them at the same time, the medic's just gonna be guys, why?
If you can tilt the other team's medic, is there any other questions and stuff for this one?
Yeah, do you have any more specific questions about pushing Hafrong? Sorry, I kind of glanced over it. There's just a lot to it, so it's kind of situational.
Well, I guess we can move on.
Well, wait a sec. I might be tapping.
Sounds come Mike.
Oh, enemy forward holds? Okay. So if they're holding up here, really forward here, you can oftentimes get players through Shutter for free.
Mm.
You just have to be careful. So medic can stand back and heal the demo or something while he just stickies out the enemy team from behind.
Yeah. You can always walk bats and then walk down the stairs, go to Shutter. Like normally when they're forward holding left side, and they won't have much of a presence on bats, which can easily be pressured off. And if they're not big, if that doesn't get called by their flank that you guys are aggressing there, they can easily be caught off guard. If you just walk main, like their combo's just going to be standing there, and then they've got nowhere to go. Like if you can lay a couple stickies down, like here and here, they can only either walk forward or just get mulched, basically. And if they walk forward, well, they're in your side of the map. You should probably definitely.
You should be able to get them, with like the spawn ad and stuff. Assuming that they have the point, if they're holding that forward, you guys will have the spawn ad. So
the reasoning behind the building in Shutter is like number one. Best engineer strat used to be basically putting a level 3 in Shutter and sitting with it wrangled and just having your combo play around you, and whenever they try to take the point, just opening it up, and you've basically just got an invincible gun here with next to no sight lines, and you can just like spam out the entire point. So now you can't actually build anywhere in this area.
It was a very strong, like, weaker teams didn't really know how to deal with it, I guess, so they've just made it.
Yeah. It was really, really strong hold without actually like having to do much to.
Yeah.
Redger or Time of either of you two got anything to add?
I think Time's AFK for a little bit.
Any comments, Redger?
No, not at the moment. I think it's pretty good. I would highly encourage a lot of the newer players to just ask questions.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's
Literally anything will be like. There's no bad questions.
In this Discord, like alone in this call we're having right now, there is so much experience and knowledge combined between all these players that, like, seriously, don't be afraid to ask a question. Even if you're not comfortable, DM any of us later. Anyone with the mentor tag in this Discord is more than happy to help. We'll probably set up some kind of little thing where for you guys to know who to go to based on what class you want information. But yeah, for real, like, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's about it.
Yep. Very well said. We can go over callouts as well if you want. Like it's pretty straightforward because the map is just like a really simple like 3-lane design. Upon rollout, usually your demo or combo players will call either going left or right. Left side is basically just like left side, middle, right, and then you've got ramp on the left, Shutter in the middle, and bats on the right.
Then secret is under here, like this little alleyway underneath, and then under bats is anywhere from this ramp basically out towards the back area here. Up here is just bats.
Spectate Exquisit.
Up where I'm shooting here is bats. Yeah, so this here is just under bats as a general call. There won't be many players going on here unless it's like a spy or like a. If you play against John, it'll be a heavy. Here is just point. We've got. If you're facing this way.
Don't forget toxic.
Toxic barrels, or toxic or barrels, whichever one you want to call it. It's kind of obvious where it is. When you're looking this way, we've got Shutter, toxic barrels, ramp. I'd call this lobby just up the top here, but it's just once they push this far, you just call them right, because that's the only really side they can go, just right. Yeah, so secret again, Shutter door here, up to bats in here, and this is like this here all is bats, and this is basically just behind bats. And I'd say this side here, I don't know what this call is.
This whole area is just kind of referred to as lobby. I'm sure that there's more like
specific ones.
Yeah, but I don't know if
Generally,
anyone in Australia has ever really figured it out.
It's pretty general, really. Obviously, you
Even
can
if
call
you give a basic call of
People
left or
will
right.
know what you're talking about. If you just say like mid lobby or something like that, or you can go over with your team and make out specific callouts for it as well.
It's probably the best way to go about it.
That's something I really recommend as well. Like, besides doing these map reviews here, like even taking your whole team and going over with your team where you're going to be holding and classes specific roles on maps is like is huge for getting better as well.
And yeah, like the stuff that we're going through, the holds and things like that, they're just really general. Like they're not
There's no
the only way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no list that you have to complete. Yeah. It's more of a feel based thing.
Yeah, true. These holds are really just like if you do get in a pug or a scrim or whatever, this is how people will like expect you to be playing. But there's definitely multiple ways to do it all.
Like your teams can always have like specific ways they hold or like set plans that they have.
Yeah, just use scrim time to feel things out, try things out, you know?
Yeah, the bushes here, are really good decloak spots or mini sentry spots. So just
Oh, okay. Because they weren't, and they were kind of useful.
Yeah.
But wow, they're very
more
useful now.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a different model. I don't know.
It is. Yeah, no, it is a different bush model.
I think
I'm like invisible. Seek.
I think that's like it for this map.
Yeah. Just quickly about unders.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes getting like a mini sentry and stuff built lower can be good if you have flank players that are always running under and getting behind your team, and you guys can't deal with them. Having some kind of presence unders is always good.
Even
and it also opens it up.
Mini unders to catch someone on low HP going for that pack. That's the most sad moment. Like,
yeah.
Oh, there's been many disc smacks to be had for sure.
I like playing around unders a little bit. Like if we miss the mid fight and our medic gets picked or something, and we can't get out, I'll often just like come with my scout and demo or something like that, and you can kind of like their medic will generally be standing somewhere around here, so you can sometimes catch players off guard. I've gotten many a sniper pick because the sniper will sometimes stand here as well, just like peeking up and quick flaring.
Other than the normal push, or like the normal like from spawn, the normal mid fight where your team would either roll out left or right, there's also the Chapman push.
Yes, we should go over it. I guess
it's very common.
It is a push.
Wait, where's my heavy? Okay, the Chapman push is you head with your combo, so your pyro, demo, heavy, medic, maybe scout if you want to. They all come.
Soldiers sometimes.
Soldier, any class.
Pretty much anyone. The whole team can go there. Like.
Yeah. They either go up on top of bats or run directly under bats, which is kind of faster in my opinion. As heavy, you take out your fist, you take off your guru about here, and by the time, so what you do is you run straight under, engage their team here. If there is anyone even there, push all the way up to here. As heavy, head glitch this spot, like the perfect head glitch spot. You're not going to take much damage. Clear this area up. Keep an eye on to bats, but other than that, if there's nothing there, completely ignore it and engage their combo here. You can get a perfect head glitch here, and your combo, and they've got no cover there really, unless they fall back and use toxic. But then that can easily be spammed out by a demo.
Yeah.
And you've also got your flank or whatever pushing onto it as well.
Yeah, it works really well when the enemy team does just hold default ramp here, because against a heavy in that position, if their combo's all over here and their flank stuff doing
everyone's taking like 30 or 40 damage, and then if everyone needs 30 or 40 damage healed up, their med is just going to be overwhelmed, and they're just not going to get. Someone's going to get left out or not healed, and then they're going to die, and then they're going to be a player down, and it's just going to escalate. It's like a rolling ball. Once you get that first pick, it just rolls on forwards.
It can definitely be a very strong push, especially if you catch the enemy team, or if your team's caught off guard by it. Which is why it's really important to keep an eye on like lowers here, or if like scout or something can see. Like if scout rolls out here and can see their combos pushing under.
You
can just like call it to your combo, like, oh, they're coming under. Your sniper, if your sniper's here, he can just like fully charge and just sits hard scoped on this point. Because like Exquisit said, he'll just kind of head glitch here, but their whole combo will push out here at some point.
And even if you're sitting on ramp here, since they've changed the map now and the whole middle point's not a big glare, like you can probably even see a player walking up the ramp. Those boxes other than head glitching, you could probably use them to jump on top, and maybe you could even, if nothing's on bats, you could probably sit here like this and get a high angle on someone not expecting you, or you could yeah, like even look down here and watch unders, but I'd prefer sitting here because you're completely covered.
I don't think this spot gets spy checked very much, honestly. So if you happen to be running like Cloak and Dagger or something as spy, you could potentially sit here for a little bit. But if your team's kind of playing like versing that combo, whatever, just be aware that it's like a crossfire, so you could get caught.
I was gonna say it doesn't get like on purpose spy checked because no one really takes that high ground. But with the way that the flame particles work, a pyro doing a 360 in kind of a weird wonky way will probably get you on fire.
As well as it's basically like in the middle of a silent from points to bats. So if they're trying to shoot anyone on bats, you probably will get caught.
Yeah.
I guess the boxes.
Yeah,
the
they
boxes
removed the
work
little
well.
sign thing in the middle here, where you can't see through the sightlines. Yeah.
Yeah, the boxes work as well if you're just like trying to spam onto point. Like you can go pretty wide and just kind of corner peek this if you are trying to just spam onto point as demo or something. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Something that I just want to mention this because I get caught out by it all the time. My need for feed kicks in. So if they're demos under the point, I don't know, trying to make a play on your team or something, he can be alone under point and kind of bait. He can stickies. There will always be stickies here. So he'll just like stand down here trying to bait a player down, and if you just jump down here, you just get like insta dead. Yeah, I get done by it so much because I'm like, oh, demo, I can get the demo pick. I can be helpful for my team, and then I just die, and it's like, oh, I feel so stupid. So yeah.
I was gonna say like another thing just to do with that like little ramp area. Don't chase spies off of it because it's a guaranteed understab as well. Like it's like an understab that's pretty much unavoidable. Just shoot him, tell him to go away.
By the man himself.
Oh yeah, I guess we could go over some quick spots to look at for sticky traps. Anywhere like here. Pretty much anything. Like, as medic, you should never be walking out in front of your team. So heavy, demo, pyro, things like that. Have them fully buffed and walk ahead of you, and they can just check for any kind of sticky traps. Pyro's good, especially for this one, because just one air blast and they're like all in toxic, and then your heavy can shoot them.
I think we're good.
Does anyone want me to go over some sticky trap spots?
50-50.
I mean, I guess like sticky trap spots can really work anywhere. Like you just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Just keep an eye out for them.
If you have a look at this spot here, this spot's really good. Other than that other one, like
you gotta do it like Marana said. Yeah, that's good too. If you can hit anything with it. Yeah, let's move to Swifty, I think. Unless does anyone have any more questions?
Oh, we're doing SWIFTWATER?
Yeah.
Get Swifty, map.
Get Swifty, no. Oh
Does anyone
my god.
It's changed compared to the old version. The mini spot. This health pack's new.
Wait, where's the new health pack?
Behind Toxic. You know the mini one that used to be there? It's a medium health pack.
Oh,
a medium
ammo pack.
Yeah, not health. Sorry.
That's so good for me holding mouse one down, and there's being no dispersal.
I was gonna say that's also awesome for spy route too. Spy routing, that's awesome.
You can no longer build in spawn, but yeah, aside from that, I don't think anything else is new.
No teleporters in spawn?
Yeah.
Only 750 hours on Pyro?
I reset after.
Oh, I was gonna say that's alarmingly low.
That's since the Pyro update.
Oh okay. That's since Jungle Inferno, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like 2 years?
Mm-hmm.
Play the game.
2,000 hours before that.
All right, are we going over 10?
Probably.
Sorry guys, I'll be 1 second.
Defense is probably easier to do first because then we can do pushing the whole.
Yeah.
Talked about. I think that's what the. Oh my god, probably the best way to talk about it.
Yeah, I think defense is easy to go over.
Yeah, if you just jump on my cam. Yeah.
Jake's cam is definitely the best.
First is quite strange. You can hold forward on hill, but you'll see a lot of teams just completely abandoning first and kind of holding in tunnel. Lots of teams that I've played with I usually put my gun outside tunnel here and use it to stop people jumping on the roof and also rushes into the water, so it just locks down this flank. And then you can have your combo playing around up here. It is a really risky spot for medic, obviously, because it is so open and there's pretty strong sightlines from the left-hand side. And so you really just got to go through your team and decide with them whether or not you're going to hold on point or in tunnel. Yeah, there's a lot of flanks, a lot of really good spy spots. If you've got a sniper, they'll usually be sitting up in here. I think generally though for newer teams, it is a lot easier to just kind of give up first and hold forward here, try and slow them down, but don't actually invest that much.
Kind of like a steal A hold.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a soft hold basically. Once the sniper's up, like the top of the hill, let me join a team now.
Yeah. I think it's really important for teams to have someone calling when to back out of points, because first isn't that important to hold. There's not much time you can really delay on first, but setting up on second, you can easily like full hold second point if you get set up properly.
Wait, so will sniper ever hold closer to uppers instead of inside a house?
But yeah, sniper can really hold wherever he wants. A lot of snipers set up in this back area, kind of near the metal pack and near the health, just because they have got such great cover and sightlines all the way across the cart and left side, even on the roof.
The dumb spots.
Yeah, sniper's like really strong on this map because it's got some stupid sightlines. So like once you've pushed the cart all the way up here, and sniper can get like free reign down onto the gun and combo and stuff, I would say that it's probably time to kind of...
Basically, when the cart's gone past the little rolling back area, the ramp bit, that's probably when you want to be leaving.
Yeah,
And
not sure how much there is to say about first, apart from that, really.
Yeah, and like as like combo / heavy, you kind of want to be staying just about on this little bit here, not really peeking too far so you can get shot through that little gap there, but mainly just covering the gun from someone jumping on it, like being anti-air basically, or stopping the spy from just, walking around freely. So if you hold mouse 1, the spy has to be worried about you accidentally clipping him and then him being called out for the whole team.
Spy should really not be able to do anything on this point if you're holding passive.
Not on first, nah.
Because this is the only way they can go.
And if you've got a heavy / pyro holding mouse 1,
Spy's playground is second point though, is this open area. That's kind of scary.
Do we want to just quickly cover pushing first, or do we want to like...
I reckon run all the way
everyone.
through. I reckon run all the way through defense. And then...
Okay, yep, sounds good.
Where the flank should be on tunnels, basically in tunnels and holding. Like that's where I'd think. I don't play.
I think he means like pushing. Wait, are you talking about? Oh, defending. Yeah. You really just want to be.
Never run Tommy. It's always better.
Yeah, if your combo is holding tunnels, which I'd probably recommend for first, they really just want to be sitting around here. It's all just fantastic for spy checking, and you can obviously come out of tunnel a little bit to slow them down, but you just don't want to be investing like Cooper Charge or a big fight because of how easily it can be to roll second.
If your sniper is not playing with combo, like I would recommend sniper not commit overly if you're doing a passive hold. Because again, like second point's got some crazy sightlines in it. But if your sniper is holding up here somewhere to try and get like a cheeky pick or something, having like the scout or something sit with him just for some extra protection from spies and jumping soldiers and things like that can be good as well.
Once the first cap does get close and the other team is close to getting the second point, you want to do the fastest rotation in the world and have your whole combo sitting up here in this area called shutter. The like without a doubt best hold is having a dispenser up here with your team, and when first point's capped, this is unlocked, and that's the best spot to push this point from. You want your demo sticking off this so that players can't come through, and your pyro and heavy just sitting with him. Medic's very, very safe here because he can just sit inside the dispenser and there's not really much he has to worry about besides like a spy decloaking here or down the stairs. As engineer, you can either set up your gun here close to put more pressure on when they're trying to come through on Ubers and it watches carts and stuff. I usually build over here on the second part outside tunnel because it means that I'm separated from the combo and any Uber fight that happens, my gun's going to be able to survive. and I can still spam tunnel from here and spam under. Only downside with this is it allows a sniper to come through here and take shots on a combo, but you just need your flank to be watching out for that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Basically, for combo hold. Oh, you go.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, for combo holding seconds, demo, heavy, pyro, medic, top right up here. Pyro is probably going to be wanting to be the front line because of the mouse 2 button. It's very powerful in this little cramped hallway. Probably have the medic tanking the pyro, mostly holding this way here.
Yeah.
Having the demo standing a bit far back, maybe on the stairs, spamming stickies in. Or even up from the top here at the back here, just spamming some stickies in, getting free damage in.
I would never commit past this doorway when you're defending either, especially as pyro. If you walk in here and get caught out, they can push in for pretty much for free. You can lock them out a bit with stickies, but it's not going to be as effective as an air blast.
And if you're playing heavy and you're not being, as if the pyro is not taking the damage and pyro is not being the front line, you would hold at the front, basically holding around this corner, getting free damage in. But if you're playing passively and letting your other 2 players take heals, sit back in this window here. You can't really get shot through these floorboards from the sniper. You can be shot in the foot maybe, but that's not really the most damage. And you can just sit here and shoot at anything walking through.
And match
if
that
they,
popular spidey clicks put in front of you.
yeah, you can basically, nothing's getting around here basically. And if shit hits the fan when there's something in there, and you can say you've dropped a pyro or you dropped your demo or something, you've dropped Uber or something, and they Uber straight in, you can just hide around in this corner, wait for the Uber to feign, and then re-egress straight in here. You're gonna be caught off guard. Like the whole team is gonna get fried if you can just quickly track your target, pick 1 or 2 persons that you really want dead, and they'll basically go down. Not really much to contest.
It's one of the situations where a pyro is really strong because obviously they're going to be locked just in this one room. If the pyro can just shoulder peek and air blast them, just keep doing that.
Yeah, a lot of the time you can shut down an Uber push from them without having to use Uber yourself, or you can
It's very important. Very important to tank the pyro instead of demo or heavy, because they shouldn't be taking damage. The pyro or heavy,
especially if they Uber in, you should just I mean, if your demo is going to die, it's worth popping, just to keep them alive. Because again,
yeah, if your player's going to die, then use. If not, just keep it on your pyro. He can hold the right click button. The only problem about defending as a pyro maybe would be the heavy, which would be the hardest thing to deal with. But you can always just peek around the corner and he can't do anything.
So would you say a heavy Uber through there on offense would be good?
No.
I think.
I've got things to say on offense for this push. I'll leave it till then, but
it's okay.
Absolutely bother with first.
Yeah.
Sorry, absolutely with first.
Yeah. You can still delay
don't
the
wanna
bit
die.
even when you're holding kind of passive.
You don't want to die, and you want to save at least 1 building, even if it's your dispenser.
Yeah. It's very important. Yeah, it's very important to have a dispenser up in this area when you're defending, because the only ammo is down there. You have to rotate, obviously core combo classes away down there just to get ammo for one of them. So that's really important.
And it's only 1 person at a time be able to get ammo too. So if you're pyro and heavy, if hold down mouse 1 for too long, you're fucked.
I'll go over that in a second, Zach. I just want to quickly say that I think that this point, this push right here, is probably one of the few points where I would say a heavy Uber can be very strong, just because it's very confined and close quarters. So
Also worth noting
if you get the pyro pick, it's very
Yeah, the best thing you can do on this push is sack a pyro through there to force out.
We'll go over that.
We'll do that part later. That just works so well.
Because this shutter is one way, once their combo's through here, and even if you exchange Uber, everyone's flash and you have to back off. They're trapped in this and they can't go back the other way unless they've got those.
And look, I can stand right here. What are they gonna do? This is my domain.
For flanks on this point, Scout and Soldier just want to be playing around on the ground, stopping a sniper really from coming to this position. If the enemy team sniper gets to here, they've basically just got free range on the combo. So you really need your flanks to be playing around here. You can aggressively go forward and take this health pack, because usually they'll only be Scout, NG, Soldier, Sniper
you can
down
really
this area.
from here as the flank, a Soldier especially.
if you're feeling really ballsy as heavy, and you know that their sniper's not like their sniper's being taken care of, he's not really a threat. You can stand out here on this little platform for a little bit. Not for too long, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can shoot straight into here. If they're pushing through here, your demo and Pyro's taking the Uber there, and you're stuck here with your thin finger up your bum doing nothing. You can just peek around this corner, and you can get so much damage off into there. No one's going to be looking there, especially when there's an exchange there.
Alright. I just want to quickly go over some sniper spots for this map. I don't see people do it very often, but I think that sitting sniper in here with combo can be really strong. I've seen a few people do it. I mean, everything's worth a shot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the air blast is really important though on defense.
Yeah, defense especially.
How easily you shut down that Uber.
Yeah.
So I don't know how useful it is or not, but
sorry, I'm talking about my stream.
Okay. I don't know how useful it is or not, but just be aware that the sniper can actually jump over onto these pipes. And so if you are peeking tunnel and there's a sniper on defense standing on here, he's got a really, really nice sight line into that whole tunnel.
Yeah, there's a few crazy.
This is a new decloak spot. Thanks, Jake.
Appreciate that one. How do you get up there?
You just jump up there from like the
railings.
Wood. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also another couple spots on this area, like down here, but yeah, this one here.
Yeah, this is the one I was going to go over. So this one's nice. Because your combo and NG will generally be holding like up here. This whole house can be like just major spy territory. He can come in here and pretty much decloak for free. No one will really be hanging out here. So if your sniper's playing in house, he's got some strong sight lines, but you just got to be really aware that like 9 times out of 10 you're just going to get picked by the spy.
Yeah, spy. Sorry, spy on this second point. Like in terms of if they're holding here, you kind of can't go for the combo. It's pretty impossible for spy to do everything if they're holding where Jake wants you guys to hold. You kind of can't do anything because they're all there. You can get one pick and you'll die immediately. It's better that you keep the sniper dead, or you can keep one of their flanks dead and keep the teleporter dead. That's your main job on defense for this map, is keeping their teleporter as dead as possible, especially for defense.
I would absolutely say that sniper is a priority pick, not just in general, but on this map especially. Because of that. Yeah. So the sight line I was going over before is up here, with the combo is just fully scoped in at the shutter here, because their demo is not going to be able to help himself. He's going to be standing here spamming stickies and stuff through. So you can just fully charge and peek that and get a good combo pick off. And you're nice and close to the combo and stuff as well. Otherwise, playing around up here is okay. I do think that he is pretty safe because Spy's got to kind of make his way over to you. Hopefully you can have players kind of keeping an eye out for him. But yeah, you just got to keep an eye out for things like that. An ear out as well, I should say, really.
Yeah. As flanks, don't be afraid as well to back off and take this pack that's sitting up here. Besides your engineer, really, no one's going to be touching that health pack. And even for engineer, you shouldn't really need to, so that's just a really good extra 100 health take time.
Yeah. Back here is also another spot that I see lots of snipers playing in pubs and stuff, or anywhere down here.
Yeah, sniper on this point is generally you can just go anywhere for the most part.
Pretty much anywhere. Just
wherever you feel comfortable getting a shot off, even if it's somewhere crazy.
Next point.
Yeah, I think so. Unless does anyone have any more questions? Just make sure I didn't miss anything.
Falling back to second. I can't really make a call between which one's better saving. As long as that dispenser ends up with your team when they're holding, as long as your dispenser's with your team when they're all set up in there, you've done well. And then depending on where you're setting up, really, I think if you're gonna set up your sentry gun over in house with your team, definitely taking your gun with you because there is only that one pack there. But if you've got your dispenser over there with your team, regardless of your dispenser's level, it's going to be really helpful for your team because they just have unlimited ammo. So even if you get a level 1 dispenser up in there and then you bring your gun over here, like either way you end up winning if you go to dispenser up there with your team. Because there is this large metal pack here, building up a new gun will take you 20 seconds.
Yeah. Most NGs, I think, will generally set up a teleporter if they do set one up, since your spawn's only like right there anyway, right? Do spawns change after you cap first? I don't even know.
No.
Yeah.
After you cap first, it's the same spawn, and
I think I can.
having a teleporter here in this corner is fantastic for your team because they don't have to cross this huge area and go on this big walk. They literally just go straight from spawn back into a holding position, and the teleport is pretty safe. It also just denies as well a spy declicking in this spot.
Or spy declick here and gets telefragged. Which I'm pretty sure I've seen that happen before as well.
Are we talking about third now?
Yeah. Moving on to the
We can
next
come back as
point.
well. If people think of questions that they want to ask, we can always come back and answer them later on. So just keep them in mind.
Moving on for the next point, the like standard engineer holders are building up here on the top, and then a dispenser either down on this middle platform with your team or at the top of the stairs to stop spy. But generally, I find most people prefer it down here, only probably just when they're pushing through.
You can also like set it up here as well to block spies too.
Yeah, I think this is a better spot. I like this one.
Yeah, because
I should definitely do here.
not gonna lie, because here doesn't actually stop spy at all.
Oh no, I don't know. I've just seen a lot of people that do set it up like that.
Yeah, you can just jump railing.
Combo should generally be holding like around here as well. Medic should hold close to this. If you hold like out here, a lot of the time pushing teams will get their sniper up here and you're just like super exposed. I died quite a few times in a scrim the other night because I was standing here as medic and I'd never really played this map as medic before. But yeah, holding nice and close here is pretty good. You're pretty safe from it.
Basically, it's heavy. You kind of want to be like watching IT, like it's kind of your area to look at, because you're not really going to be effective anywhere else. You can either just sit about here or to back off into the door. If you're feeling really confident, you can play up close here. You just have to be mindful of up here. People will come from that way. Just watch this, and you can play around this door. You bait someone to overextend, even if they walk about here. They're not going to get out that door before they're dead.
Yeah, you can hold in here like semi-aggressively. This is where most teams will push through, so you can kind of slow them down from pushing in like straight into the sentry and stuff like that if you come in here.
There's a couple cheese spots as well. You can play here.
It's a really easy spot. So if you have pyro sitting around here as well and they Uber, it's really easy to just lock them in that room.
Yeah, if you play as heavy and you sit here, like, this is a pretty cheese spot. If their sniper hasn't really gone up there and he's not really a threat up there, you can easily watch the choke here, and from up there you can drop down onto anyone that's standing there. And even if they push through IT, they're not going to really be looking in that direction. And you can catch a lot of people off post Uber as well. Like I've done it a few times where I sit here, the Uber's gone through, jump back in. They've all been fragged because I'm shooting them behind at that close distance. They're not going to be able to react fast enough.
Yeah, Sheepy's cheeky sentry spot back here.
I'm just talking about it, don't worry.
This is red room, so this is where your flank should kind of be holding. Trying to stop like sniper and stuff and their flank from getting free reign on your sentry gun, since when you're up there, it's really easy to spam up sentries from here if your pyro's not paying attention. Like 2 rockets from a direct hit and it's gone.
Most pushes you'll find will either come through this right side or come from red room in the flank where the shutter is. So you've really got to watch out and have your flank in there calling if they're coming early. Because if your combo is all the way over here holding on the left and an Uber push is coming from this right side, they'll already be out all over the point and climbing before your team even can react to it.
You can get up here as well as pretty much any class, I think.
Yeah, I haven't.
That whole thing is traversable. Everything in the game. Yeah, it's cool.
You've got to like jump from over here, so it's a bit of a feat. I wouldn't recommend it for everyone to try, but
I did not know that.
Once all the doors are open, it becomes a lot easier.
You get the heavy up here. It'll be absolutely useless, but it'll be hilarious.
I mean, if you can get up there and like catch them off guard, it could work.
Yeah, I mean,
You need to flank heavy.
I've done it before. I've done it before, but I've hidden up here, jumped on top of someone, but
Useless information, but you can build on these little roofs and on top of the silos.
Seek.
Sneaky telly, or
Sniper would generally play like on
Yeah,
point,
stop doing that.
and just watch the cart coming through. Yeah.
Mm.
Or if that sniper's called up in red room, I'll come up here and try and get an angle on him from up here. But yeah, I generally would play around here as sniper.
Mm.
That's another thing. If you're on the ground and do need to climb, you really need to be careful of sniper because enemy snipers will always basically be sitting on this area at the choke and then on the back. There's too many times when I've been on the ground completely safe, pushes over, walks straight into a sniper silo and die.
Much to add for Spy for this point. Oh boy. Spy on like third is fantastic because you have the back house, you have 1, 2 full ammo packs to work with, you've got two medium health packs to work with, and a mega in back house. It can be the most annoying little thing in the entire world. Because you can come through main house and stop all pushes into red room just by like shooting people. Just by being here and shooting people that are there. You stop pushes. You're able to control main through here. Where you can come all the way back through tunnels. And grab teleporters. Because their spawn's still here. On this point. If they're pushing third, they're still spawning from here. Which means if they don't have a teleporter, they either have to go through there into red, or they have to telegraph through main, which isn't fantastic. You know, you can control the pace of the battle completely from here. You want to be prioritizing sniper as always, making sure basically you want to fight over that main health pack, that big mega in house. You want to make sure that the sniper is dead, so you have all of these resources to yourself. And if you can keep sniper dead, keeping soldier or scout dead is your next priority. Other than that, just trying to stop pushes and coordinating with team for like combo picks.
Teleporter picks on this map are huge because the spawn does stay in the one spot for so long. And it is such a trek to get from first all the way to anywhere actually useful for your team.
Mm. And if the team you're versing isn't really fully decided on where they're pushing from, and they have a bit of confusion or like indecisiveness of like, oh, are we gonna go red room? Oh, we're gonna go IT? Are we gonna go like through the main fucking tracks? Like, people can. It's hard to rotate between those two. If someone accidentally walks red room instead of walking IT, they're screwed.
Yeah, and I forgot. Yeah, Pixel or IT. There's two entrances. There's one here and one here. And you can use Inviswatch to actually watch both of them at once, which is fantastic. I love SWIFTWATER. Cool little decloak spot under the stairs. Yeah, SWIFTWATER's fantastic for Spy. There's a whole lot of roofs and a whole bunch of like weird things you can stand on. And
yeah, there's this cheese spot here. Someone's walking on the cart. You can just bomb down on them.
I forget that exists.
Yeah, once this third point is capped though, you really do want to be backing out quickly because once this third point is capped, their spawn is now these two doors, right? So if they capture the point and then there's got spawns coming up quickly, like you just have to be out of there because they're going to be respawning here with obviously their resupply cabinet right there.
Yeah, especially if they get like a sneaky spike up or something and your team's not aware of it, like. And
find
their whole
myself
team
getting. Sorry.
Sorry. Go.
No, you go. I was just reading to myself. Sorry.
I'm done.
Getting caught trying to get better to try to drop down in that house area. What do you mean drop down? In here, down through here, in here. Drop down's fine if they're gonna. If it isn't working, if like IT isn't working and they're like wanting to go IT and they're like that's like. Their life's work is wanting to go IT. The IT push is probably dependent on them having a teleporter somewhere in here, because the IT push is the furthest possible push they could do from their spawn. shutting down that teleporter makes that IT push way easier. Because if you tell your team that they're going to go IT, your team can set up for it, and so that like increases your chances of getting a pick like tenfold. Because you just ask for a distraction and you can get a pick. Dropping down. Like drop down, I find is only really useful if they're right here going for picks. If they're right here pushing, and you've got like this is your saving grace, 100%. And if you need to get out through IT, you're pretty dead. Like I don't know what to say. Like if you're in IT and getting caught, you're pretty dead. There isn't really an escape route, unfortunately. Getting caught anywhere else, like back here, you're able to get out pretty easily. Because you've got so many resources and so many weird things to jump on and to get away with. IT, you are just kind of boned because you can't go anywhere. Unfortunately, you can just retreat to your team and try and like reset and get a pick another day. But yeah, trying to attack third, and you've tried it and it's not working. What else should despite? If trying to attack third, tried it and it's not working. Oh, okay. Well, we'll go over offense.
Yeah.
Soon.
I reckon going
Soon,
to
TM.
the keeping this rolling. Next point, this kind of, unless your team manages to back out of third, you've got a lot of players. Defending it, this area is kind of like a no-go because how closely they spawn, unless you are able to wipe a lot of their players and have a huge player advantage. Aside from that, your main area on third, and the only place your team really should be, is around this kind of cover area here, and out to this side for your flanks. You want your combo in this area here, and your engineer will be building on a ramp somewhere. I put my gun here because it's blocked from that window by this post, and it provides really, really good cover from people trying to peek the left, and you can just wrangle up the people on the right. Your team, you're really just holding around here. There's not much you can do. You just need to be careful from the back area from spies, and obviously if flanks do get passed to this behind area, it's really powerful because of the pack and ammo.
Yeah, I was just about to mention, you can look through here, but you can't shoot through it.
Despite how much you wish, you cannot do this spot as heavy.
It is it's a good spot to watch though, because you can see if their sniper goes down there. Most snipers will either go like up here, on attacking, like they'll get an angle here, or they'll come into house here and snipe from window. So you just got to keep an eye out on that. Sniper on this point again. Like third point isn't very strong, but fourth point sniper sightlines are huge again. So trying to keep your sniper up here is really strong, because you pretty much can't push up if you've got a sniper watching choke here. Like the medic has to pop really early to avoid getting picked, and then by the time
they walk up here, they're getting knocked back here from the heavy, or they're just getting blasted and they're gone. As heavy, you don't really want to be peeking anywhere, so you're going to be trying to basically spy checking this whole time. You don't want to be aggressive. If you really want to shoot people, don't really shoot anyone past this line here. Like if you do that, you're just going to get overextended and headshot. Looking to the right here, it may look like a really good spot to shoot down here, but you just get cleaned up really fast if you're sitting here. Because it's like the focal point of where they can see through, and you just get shot at. You take all of the damage if you sit here. It looks really nice to peek from, but you will die very quickly.
Yeah. The focal point comment's really good, because as your team is obviously pushing up here, like the main things you're seeing are the right and the left, and the heavy or any player's model with this tree behind them, it makes them stand out just so much.
Yeah, you're like the biggest target. I would not recommend heavy anywhere over here. Unless you're going for like a frag movie clip and trying to walk through the shutter.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with like a sneaky play here if their combo or something happens to push through shutter, which we'll go over that, but like don't do that. Yeah.
Not sure how much more there is to say about this point, other than you really need to stop the pressure on the right. This huge ramp here is like the defender's biggest asset, because the cart can come up to here, but unless everyone basically is wiped, they're not going to be able to push it up to here just because of the cover from the sentry and all your combo players. So don't talk too much about cart progress until it gets to right here. And then anytime someone's touching it, you really just want to be pressuring them.
Yeah. And
Um,
if the cart's like sitting here and you're like, oh, this is a great spot to shoot from, they've got basically portable head height cover, which is healing them as well. Like, yeah, it's not a good fight.
or cart, yeah. They can just hide behind the cart. Watch for spies dropping down from up here. Like, if your combo and stuff is standing here instead of like back a little bit.
And yeah, just on that, there is actually a B-hop route that spies can take on offense that gets them up into there.
I don't think you even have to B-hop, I think it's just a...
Yeah, it's not a B-hop, it's just a good jump.
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's just a good jump, homie.
This really cheese spot is heavy. Only if you're really defensive, you can just sit here.
This point, it's very likely that your team's going to lose a lot of players on this point, and obviously you want to be trying to back out and keep as many players alive as possible for the next hold to stop rolling, but a lot of the time you are going to invest a lot because of the good areas to hold are kind of around this area, and obviously cart captures all over here.
What do you think of holding, of using mini sentries on this point, Jake?
I think it's definitely doable, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of defend the right hand side. I've always ran level 3s because it's really good for wrangling and stopping people bombing over the top, and because of how exposed your gun is going to be the further up you put it on the ramp. A lot of people build their guns a lot further down, it gives better cover, but I just find that it's a lot harder to get good pressure out of it then. But yeah, minis are definitely viable if you're putting them like further over on the right, maybe.
Yeah, just playing with like scout and stuff. If someone in the Discord happens to want to try out something like that.
Yeah, exactly, and because this area,
yeah,
because this area is so wide open, having more players on flank as well would be beneficial.
Yeah. This is like Scout's domain at this point.
Yeah. Oh, and just another thing for spy, like if cart progress does get here, don't be afraid to switch to Deadringer as like a thing because their spawn is now there and they're looking to push here. You can get a decent Deadringer rhythm going. And you can just get picks and get out, and you can just kind of create a little bit of mayhem. And with the Deadringer, you don't be working solo. You actually want to be coordinating with probably your soldier for distraction picks. And like, either he'll get the pick because he'll bomb someone, or you'll get something. But you'll be able to get out because you're Deadringer. And the Deadringer speed boost allows you to get like really nice rhythms in this map for sure. And being able to like stand here, even with like the ambassador, and try and get sneaky headshots as they're coming out of here, it's risky, but it's doable, and you've got a Deadringer to get out. Switching to Deadringer to like mess with the enemy team's pacing is one of the better ways to use the weapon in competitive, in my opinion.
This is also a really strong sniper sight line up on the roof here. You can see like all the way down to choke again. And you can see here, and you got all of this as well. You can shoot through this tree, or some of it at least. You can shoot through the leaves of it. I don't think you can shoot through the trunk, but
yeah, the thing to really watch out for defense, I think most of all, is the spy picks coming up from ramp. If the comms are quite cluttered, and even if the engineer is here, being able to decloak and then just quickly jump up and go for a pick on players standing in this area here is quite powerful. So you really want to watch out for spy. Obviously, sniper sightline through that window. It's like you kind of look at it and go, okay, that's not that bad. I'll just play on the left. But it's very, very easy to subconsciously just step over to the right.
Sniper defense will usually be up on the roof or on battlements where Exquisit is. You got a nice long sight line. You can also play kind of close.
You can
like
play
under,
with the tree.
But yeah, I do see a few people holding this kind of angle as well, and I don't think you can get shot from window if you're standing here.
The enemy sniper will probably be coming through window, so that's the most...
Window or, they'll be trying to get an angle from
here. You can even get a weird angle, like here, if you wanted, like, peeking window.
Yeah, because it is so wide open, like, anyway, the sniper can sit far back and see a lot and just take picks on whoever he wants is going to do well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I just want to go over, like, when the enemy does Uber in, they will generally push in from this side with the Uber, or the, yeah. So just have your pyro or something here. You can lock it down pretty easy. Again, if you kind of like play around.
They will have to use way earlier than you expect on this point if they're gonna not drop players.
Especially if your sniper's up. If they're pushing up, like if they're trying to inch their combo up here,
I'll probably use it like at this little clip
I would send a soldier over from here to bomb them and try and force them early or get a drop. So yeah, just have your soldier ready if they're like looking like they're trying to push up.
And what you can do is heavy here. If they're trying to jump up here like this, you can just use the knockback. Even if they're Ubered, the knockback will just keep them down there. They'll have to walk the ramp. Even the sentry gun's knockback will keep them down.
It's another point where a pyro is not a terrible idea either, because they do kind of get up on this ledge before they've got sightlines properly on the combo. A pyro just here, like hitting air blast on players, getting them back can do a lot.
Yeah. On offense, you don't want to Uber pyro here because they will just run away.
We want to do either scout demo.
Yeah, you want demo at least. But yeah, we'll go over that again. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Do we go over last quickly? If anyone has any more questions, ask them now.
For last, your engineer is basically going to be set up anywhere kind of along this side of the curve. Most of the time, they won't set up on this left hand and backhand side because it is so easily spammed out from a lot of these windows. Building on the right hand side, you know, kind of anywhere along this line or even close up on this line if they really want to put it there. And what they're going to be doing is just spamming down the cart with the Wrangler, stopping players from coming up. I'm not really sure about what to say about combo here because there's so many different places.
Combo kind of split up on this point, to be honest.
Yeah, where Exquisit is a really good spot to stand as heavy. You can just head glitch that.
And if they catch on to that and they start running like a direct hit soldier to shoot you through there, or like the sniper starts focusing you heaps, you can just sit on this side one, and it's very passive, but you can completely lock out the cart. The sentry's watching the other side; they're not going to camp through this side.
And you can control this as well, which is good. I love standing up there when I'm playing like heavy and things.
Or even if you walk along this, like you can sit here. They're not going to be. No players don't look up, so you can just stand here.
The rest of the combo should be holding in this general area. You can get caught out a bit if you stand here. If the heavy can't fully lock out that part. Demo's just gonna spend
with these blockable damage. Like if you crouch, the only thing that's gonna hit you is like a pipe or a sticky. So you can get like an arrow if you're crouched here, and then you can stand back up and shoot, get some spray damage off. And you can see if they're going left or if they're coming right from this. You can get a really good call off on where they're trying to push from really early on, because they have to walk from there. They have to walk all the way around there to go left, or they have to walk all the way back around here to go right. So you can call it quite early.
So yeah, rest of combo should be holding around here. Spy will very often come through like this area on the left, so just keep an eye out, especially like your sniper and stuff will generally play over towards the side, either peek into here, or you can kind of watch cart and stuff. So a lot of the time you can get caught out by the spy, so just keep an eye on things over here.
Something to be really conscious of on this point is because all the defenders will be holding up on this high ground, because if they're down here, they're basically facing the whole team. They're stuck, you know, essentially into cover over the right side or the left side and can't really do much. So spy caps are like very, very viable with this, so you just need to be watching out for that.
Yeah. Once the cart gets to like this kind of area and this starts opening, it's pretty much heavy's duty to just sit on the cart.
If you sit up here, you've got the sentry gun watching the other side. The spy's not going to be able to cap from that. And if you sit here and you can just keep checking all of the decloak spots constantly, they're not going to be able to really get anywhere in here without being spotted early.
Once the cart gets close though, like I definitely have a player sit on it, because it doesn't take much for a pyro to run in and just like, I don't know, sit on the cart for half a second and press down one and two once and airblast people off.
I'm like a soldier down there. It's not too bad on the cart with like a conch or something.
decloak spot I would really watch out for on this point defending is a lot of spies will either go back here in this corner and behind here because the combo will be holding this right side unless you know the heavy's there. A spy decloaking here and just coming really close and going for backstabs, or as well on top. Being conscious of checking up top every now and then, and it's not that hard to do. You can easily just jump up on these.
It's kind of the heavy's job. If you're standing here where I'm standing, you can see the whole backside of your team. Like, you should be calling. If you're not, you should be like, you know, if you're over here, it's not really your job to be spy checking as much if you're holding this way. If there's no one there, definitely take a second to spy check around, but yeah, definitely leave it up to someone else.
Yeah, I would like. Sorry.
Most switches will probably come out of this right hand side, so just be conscious that this is most likely where they're going to be pushing from.
Or up here. Up here's another good spot, especially if the sentry is built close. You just got to keep an eye on that push. I know people do set up sentries up here as well.
It's
on this area.
Really weird spots you can do is heavy. If you're feeling like you can sack and with like a little bit of comfort, like you can just go on like a flank play or something like that, and your combo is really fine. Like you can probably even like sit here because no one's going to turn left here because you're going to look right. There's a few other spots like
especially if you have Thomas them or something.
Yeah, if you have Thomas, if you have Thomas, you could probably sit here. Can you see me from this box if you're on the other side?
No, I cannot see you until I am. Here, pretty much.
Yeah, basically you can just bait here. If nothing comes that way, you can just stand up and get a perfect head glitch on their combo.
Yeah, keeping your combo holding in there is viable.
You can even stand up here, wait till, because if like a demo man takes a step too far, he stands like maybe here, he's dead, he's not getting out of that. And then you can just peek this way. And then if you've killed like a combo member or two and you know, free to sag, just jump down here. Just
this
jump
is
down
like the general like flank area that your scout and soldier will be holding. You can sit players up here. Oh my god, I suck at jumping as scout. Imagine that. So you can sit players up here, and if the combo or anyone tries to push through here, you can just bounce them and get an easy pick. So keep that in mind. But yeah.
Alright, can we jump over to offense? I am conscious of how long we drag this out.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah.
Alright, back to first.
I was gonna say, like, there isn't a whole lot for spy on last. It's just coordinated. It's just killing the people on the cart. That's about it.
Is destroying telly still super relevant for last, or not as much?
Not as much as the rest of the map. No way.
You can rarely see even a teleporter exit built on last.
Yeah. Third is you're like, yeah, because they're still back spawning and it's the furthest distance from their spawn. That's when you want to be really making sure the engineer doesn't like you.
Yep. So starting off on offense, assuming that the team is holding quite passively and over towards tunnel, you really just want to be running your combo either straight out on the right here, shooting people.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I get unbanned from demo?
No.
Ah, fuck!
Running your
I'm leaving
combo
the
either
server.
here on the right to straight away spam out their combo, or on the left straight across bridge. If they are holding forward, it is quite weak, and so all you really need to do is just get like one good demo Uber, walk it up, and you can just kind of shut everyone off here. Even just doing the huge damage, if their medic's not with them, like if you get the medic in a fight, there's not much they're going to be able to do. Yeah, that's why holding first on this hill is so fragile, because once the medic's gone, your team's basically stuck here with no metal and health apart from what's there, and then huge sniper lines to cross. You want to watch out for the sniper in that top section like we talked before, and sniper up here in the house. But yeah, just stacking cart with your scout and NG, getting the cart as forward as possible.
Yeah, or even heavy on the cart on this point.
Yeah, you can like heavy
probably
pyro.
go heavy NG cart or whatever. Like
watch for generally soldier will stand up here on the roof and wait for you or your soldier to jump up onto roof here as well, because this is just a nice vantage point. If they're holding like in this area, you can get some free spam onto the sentry, but if the sentry's set up over there as well, you can also spam it from roof. So having control of this is good for both teams.
This is the only time I'd recommend Fist of Steel on cart. Just like sit on there, you're not gonna die. Unless you want to go for like the Chad heavy play and do the little jump through the window here, and just push straight in and catch someone off guard.
Yeah, so once
Chapman first.
No.
Yeah, you can, but like really, ideally, you shouldn't need to.
You should even Uber on first.
Yeah. I think maybe if you are having a lot of trouble and they are holding forward aggressively and just nothing's working, like a couple of crit stickies over the top of this will just wipe any team. But I wouldn't say use that as like your default push by no means. Once you have capped first and you've got the cart all the way up here, most of the combo should back out of the tunnel, and your flanks can just be left to pushing tunnel, clearing it out, moving forward bit by bit. And your combo needs to immediately.
As soon as you see as soon as you see their NG or their heavy or their medic start leaving that tunnel, you just need to get up the top, and you need to make sure you have people in that cart to get that cart capped, because it's all waiting on when that cart gets capped. If that cart gets capped very quickly, you can start pushing into here.
If you can have your combo sitting up here ready, the second the cart's capped, you can roll straight through Shutter and get rid of that hold that the enemy's doing up there. Once you've got that high ground there, there's really nothing they can do because you're just going to have so much damage pouring from the high ground. You'll see a lot of times teams not backing out of tunnel fast enough, and the enemy team's combo, so offensive combo, will already be up on that high ground, and the engineer with his building and the whole combo would just be stuck on the ground with no way to actually get you out of there. So that's why it's so important to back out firstly up to there, and then also rotate there really quickly. You want your flank just pushing in tunnels, you know, maybe get a scout or something just to clear the right side, just to make sure nothing's there, and you're just pushing this through.
Ready up, so I can push the cart.
Okay. Yeah, once the combo, so if in the case that the combo is set up there properly and the sentry is either there or on the right, you got to be pushing the cart up to here, and then from there you want your flanks trying to take out players on the right hand side. See if you can get your sniper as well on the right hand side protected by your flanks, because once he's here he's just got such good sight lines. And as engineer, I would recommend just a mini sentry on the ground here, wrangling it up onto the combo, because that's just going to be more damage for them to deal with that they wouldn't have in the past. Yeah, well, if the combo does have to push up there and it's even Ubers, you know, your team's got Uber and they do as well, and everything's set up, you know, like you'd expect a hold to be, you really need players coming out from down here in tunnel or from your spy, because just a straight Uber fight pushing into there is never going to really go your team's way. Yeah, the fight's never going to go your team's way just because it is so equal and they've got such an advantage with their positioning.
You gotta wait for setup now.
Oh no. Yeah, it's all about just taking that high ground and seeing if you can get rid of the gun, because the gun is just going to cover so much space.
Put cheats on.
That's alright. Does anyone have any questions while we're waiting? So now's a good time to ask them. Can quickly go over stuff while we're pushing the card as well. While you're waiting, I guess this is a good time to mention as well. Take advantage of these big windows and like watch where they're setting up. Watch if you can see a sniper going up to like bats or anything like that. Sometimes you can see a spy as well. Kind of see the general direction that they might be going in.
Yeah, that's a really good point. A lot of players, like even myself included, I would never just come up to these windows. I usually just AFK and spawn until snipers all out. But actually, yeah, like because you will be able to see exactly where the sniper's going. You know, if they climb up to the top right or if they're climbing up the maps.
And you can also see where like sticky traps sometimes will be set like they'll put them here somewhere to catch anyone walking over logs, things like that, or even just like on the spawn door or on the cart somewhere. So it's good to just know like where that kind of thing is set up.
I think with Shutter Ubers, when it's happening, the best time to do it is when the pyro is going to be dead, because it's going to stop them forcing you back. So if the pyro does get, a bit greedy and does go forward too far, with false security, taking him out will enable you to actually get a proper push going, and that's really when you want to be doing it. There's no reason that your combo should be pushing through Shutter unless there's a really good opportunity, because without Uber, you're just going to get shut down very quickly because they are going to have so many power classes up there.
So if your combo makes it up to Shutter, and their combo's already here and it's even Ubers or Uber out or something to the enemy team, what Exquisit was saying before, if you fully buff your pyro and just walk him through here, a lot of the time you can just hold WM1 and just force their medic.
Yeah.
It's absolutely a suicide play, and sometimes it doesn't work, but I mean, if you've got time to waste building Uber anyway, because there's no way you can push through here without Uber, it's worth trying.
Especially because the flame particles linger and they also just go through people. There's nothing that they can really do to stop you unless they air blast you.
Yeah. Can you let me through? This is also like I was talking about with sniper holding there on defense. A sniper here as well on offense is also good, because same thing, they're gonna be watching this doorway super hard, so you can just fully charge, walk forward, open that, get heavy or pyro or something to
Heavy should probably just stand in the door, literally stand in the door. They can't get a spy in here.
Yeah.
Unless you're baiting here to destroy stickies or something.
Spy decloak will often, especially if the combo's standing over here, a sneaky spy decloak here is pretty common, so keep an eye on that.
And then, okay, so attacking third now?
Yeah. Depending on how quickly you guys cap this point, you can often roll right through IT. Just through here or drop down from window or something. Like I was saying, this is a really easy point to get looked at by Pyro and Demo if they've got both of them up and they can just sticky you out and things like that. I think pushing through mains can be pretty strong, especially if the gun's set up there. You're pretty close to it. Demo can put some stickies on it pretty easily.
And as basically as heavy, you don't want to walk through that door because you're not going to get through that without taking at least 300 damage. You kind of want to just move to the left here, and then you can get good angles on everything here basically except for the door, and just do enough damage, or even jump down here and catch something off guard, and then just clear out.
Yeah, and making defense players drop down here to deal with a heavy can be pretty big as well.
They're way out of position.
Yeah.
Attacking, it's just going to be an uphill battle, quite literally.
You generally want flank holding in here. This is prime real estate, pretty much. So if you can get this and get your sniper up here, you can peek so much. You can spam the gun for free again. So having having flank up there is good. And if you can hold that uncontested, pushing combo through here is also fine and strong because you've got all the space immediately. But you need to either jump Demo up onto their combo to kill them, or somehow force them to pop. Otherwise, you're stuck in. Because if you overcommit here, again, that's a one-way shutter. So unless you have players standing out there to let you in, there's no escape.
Yeah. Pushing from the other side where Shutter is with a soldier can be really good because it's quite easy to just take out gun with spam, and then leading your combo players in afterwards, either through that area there or through IT is always going to work out quite well. I think a lot of IT pushes can be really good if they're not shut down by a pyro, because once you are kind of on this middle area, you've got this whole point controller, and anyone coming from underneath is just going to get melted. Spy caps as well, very good on this point because the good holding positions all are quite far away from the point. You can just kind of decloak here and be completely covered and not even seen and just cap quite easily.
Agreed.
You can sit heavy up here if you're aggressing, and just jump out this window. Just jump straight on this pipe, shoot over this side so you're not really... You can do some decent damage over this way. Or even if you want to peek back left, just don't stand on top of it, you'll get headshot or just piped off or anything. Probably just stay on this little white pipe. if you're gonna push that way.
Spy stuff on this point, you want to be watching out for decloaks up here and then jumping down on you, or decloaks below and either looking for players to drop down or just going for picks. Your flank really does have to be careful. Oh wait, that's defense stuff.
Yeah, I got mixed up as well. Offense spy. I know that this is a pretty common kind of spy area. You can, if you're being chased, like a lot of the time you can just kind of duck around into a corner and players will run right past you and you can go back in and make a quick play. Yeah, sniper generally will be kind of down at this area, so even getting behind them and just like pistoling them from here, where I don't know, you might be able to do it without getting shot by the sentry, but yeah, no one else is going to really see you if you're just being annoying. I'm sure Boyfriend has.
Take note as well that if you are pushing, if the gun is set up there, you can push this lower area without actually having the gun silent on you, and you can walk all the way up to kind of here and still able to fight people without this gun seeing you, because it's going to be up there above like where the horns are. So you just come out here, have this whole area where you're actually safe from the gun silent. Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, IT push. Go for the IT push.
Yeah, IT push is like the standard, what most people do.
It's very easy to bait as heavy around these corners. If you can get someone to overextend, like if you can take some damage as like a make them overextend and then just walk back into them, they're just gonna get mulched. Because there's so many nice like 90-degree corners here. Like as heavy, you really want to play around your corners. They're like the strongest thing you can be of, because you can't take damage through a corner, so it's fantastic. And you're such a big target, that's all you do is take damage.
I do remember when you have capped this point, like this is your spawn right here. So even if you do feed a lot of players onto this point, most of your team ends up dead, but you still get the cap. 10 seconds later, your whole team's going to be respawned like right here. And I think rolling into next point, if you can get your players to come forward quickly before the combo is set up or the gun's set up, you're going to be able to do a lot here, because this area is quite easy to hold. Because
Yeah, if you can lock down this area on offense, like they won't be able to.
Speed is your friend on offense.
Yeah, that was another thing that I was going to mention. For spy on offense, if you're rolling, keep the engineer dead. Everyone else is like no longer your priority. The engineer stays dead, because if they don't have an engineer, they can't sit up, which means they can't really get a hold going.
A lot of good engineers will back out even earlier than the rest of the team. And if they do notice that they're being rolled, they're not going to go to the next standard setups point. They'll set up slightly like behind that, so their team is able to stabilize around that gun.
Yeah,
so just a really good point. Pushing your pushes, you do really just want to be able to work your way uphill. It is quite difficult because the spam is going to be coming through. But if your demo and your heavy are focusing on doing damage to people peeking out from these sides, it's going to stop them doing damage and allow your team to walk up.
And then you get a pretty decent head spot here.
Yeah, once the enemy team's heavy gets up to here and is mostly uncontested, like that's when your defense is going to start falling apart.
And I wouldn't recommend the left one, because just again, it's the focal point. You're going to take so much damage there.
And just as a general tip for like spy on offense, if the cart's going to roll back, just tap it. Tap the cart. Always keep the cart either neutral or moving forward as spy, because you can do that, because you're just
I'd
always
recommend
tap
that
the
for
cart.
engineer as well. Like if it does start rolling back and you're in a position where you can just touch it and escape with your life, like that's fantastic. Just stopping it getting rolling back and then just keeping that progress regardless is really useful. I think Ubers at this point, once you have been able to work your way up to here, you really want a good demo Uber, because your heavy is going to be quite shielded by this cover. Heavy Uber is definitely not the go. And using your pirate to keep damage off players. A demo over here can do so much, especially if your demo pushes up really far against this wall. A couple of stickies he can kind of shoot around the dispenser area is just going to do so much. And that's just really a general thing. If your demo can keep putting stickies on a dispenser where a lot of their players are grouped up, like you're going to be able to do so much damage. Yeah, you want your flanks playing around this house area with your sniper, and when this area is clear and they're able to push out of here, then you want to be coming up here. If you can get your sniper out in this area safely while they're still holding there, he's going to be able to do so much just because of the huge sightline.
You want your flank pressuring this whole area as much as they can, pretty much, because it's especially when you're pushing cart, like it's not a good angle for spam. Like demo can do a little bit, but you really want your demo being able to focus on the combo pushing up more than the flank over here. So being able to just kind of have free reign out here is really strong, and just kind of stop the enemy team from being able to like peek as aggressively as they might want to.
And like we mentioned earlier, this point here is very, very, very hard to cap if they've still got players here. Like you really just want to be, if you can get your flank to kind of, even if the cart's just at this point, you get your flank shooting people from this angle and putting pressure on slope before you get the cart up. That's ultimately what you want to do. Take advantage as well as if you can get behind and kind of get this large health pack, even as a soldier, you can do so much because you can just be on the roof spamming crazy.
Jump on the roof, then you can even just sack in even if there's no gun, or
yeah,
you can probably shoulder pick the gun.
If you can get a soldier up here, you've got this whole ramp area you can spam, and this whole area up here, and where the gun is and everything. And then the second you take damage, you just back off to full health.
Off to last now.
Off to last.
I'll just quickly go over some sniper spots. I kind of mentioned them when we were doing defense, but
Window room is your help.
yeah, sniper. You can peek from here. This is probably the most spammable spot, so just be wary if you're trying to get a pick onto like something up there. You're likely to get spammed out from there, but otherwise you can come up through here. You can sit right here and get a good view all the way up here. Otherwise window just gives you similar sightline, but you've got a lot more to look at as well. They're the most common spots. And yeah, like I think Jake was saying, if you can come out here, you can get like a really good angle on the combo, which you'll be holding behind the fence there. And pretty much just lock off them being able to back out for free. If you can just like watch that angle.
Alright, next last now.
You know where to start on here.
Yeah, it's kind of a shit fest pushing this.
Yeah. Combo you want to bring up, either have someone open like shutter for you, or you can walk through here. Just be wary of players sitting up there and just like general flank classes and spies and things like that coming this way. This is a good spot. If the heavy isn't watching it, you can kind of spam this whole area for free with your demo.
Heavy, if you can get up to here as heavy, you're gonna have a heavy, like a little heavy jewel here basically. You just kind of shoulder peek them. Just try and get as much more damage onto them as they do you. And even if you can just ask your medic to arrow you while in mid-fight, that's probably not happening for theirs. They're probably just standing next to the dispenser and their med's focusing on something else. That's where they're mostly going to get their heals from down there. So you can probably bully them out here, but you will take a lot of damage. After you've kind of bullied them off that little spot, you can work your way either left here to go for an Uber exchange on your demo, maybe. Yeah, probably a demo would be an Uber exchange here. Maybe a flash for the heavy here.
Pyro's pretty good here as well, especially if players are sitting here.
Oh yeah, push them into the pit.
Yeah, you can just air blast them, everyone, like down into the pit. Just instantly have a high ground advantage. And also, there's very likely to be like some sort of spam or sticky trap or something there as well. So if you can air blast that away, even if it's just like a quick flash, just to
and then
stop out of the way, and then you back off the door.
Heavy can walk all the way around, right? Try and catch something off guard, maybe get some chip damage in there.
I think demo. It's a very good point for demo because of that window that is right above where the combo will hold. A couple of stickies through there from demo, and good vibes will end up doing a lot of damage.
If you don't single that and get like 2 stickies down there, you can do so much damage.
I think engineer on this point as well. It's very easy to just continually be pressuring cart, building even like a level 3 or a mini on this slope the cart does follow is really strong, because at the end when the enemy team is going to be jumping on it to deny the cap, you're just going to be able to clean up and get everyone off the point really quickly. Just working synergy with your spy. I've had it in the past where I've been fighting someone down here and been chased, and they've walked off the cap for the spy to be able to just get on the cart there at the end. Yeah. Hovering through the left or right, you know, only two options really. I wouldn't recommend trying to push on this lower slope part unless the gun is dead, but it's so easy to get spammed out.
You can get a sneaky like push up here. If like the heavy and gun's dead, you can come up here but I would honestly recommend just push left instead. Either go down there or just jump through the window. In the same spot, and it's a lot less risky. Like you're not going to get spammed crossing through there. If you can get a soldier as well up here, you can lock down their spawn. Like this is the only way they can come out of spawn. So having a player like just spam this out while you guys cap is really strong as well.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, to be honest, most pushes on this one are like edging the cart when someone's not looking. That's probably the most way you're gonna get the cap on this map.
It really doesn't matter if the other team's alive or dead. Like if they've got an on card, a spy cap, the amount of I've not seen more spy caps anywhere else on any other map. Like this last is
Don't cap it yet. Don't cap it yet. I just want to quickly mention if the cart's really close like this, damn it, having a pyro run in, even like an Uber or something like that, and just get players to sit on the cart behind you. You can just sit on there and hold down air blast, and players can't cap it because you're air blasting them off the point. Like
if you are sitting on it, you have to be like a lot closer than I think a lot of people realize. Like one air blast will absolutely knock them much further away than the.
And even if you touch it while the other person is like, say, red's touching the cart and you still touch the cart as blue, it still moves forward. It doesn't not move. Like even if it's like a tiny little bit, it still moves forward.
Mm-hmm.
Mission begins in 30 seconds.
I think that's probably it, unless anyone's got any more questions. And of course, if you do have more particular, like a class-specific question, afraid, like Red just said, just message anyone in here that's got that mentor role. We've got a lot of good people in here who are very happy to help, so just hit up the homies.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Sweet, all done.
Yeah,
I don't actually know the callouts for Swiftwater.
I just call by what it looks like, and everyone gets the gist. I don't actually know callouts for 90% of the maps I play. I literally just say over there.
Yeah, you can really get away with like left, right, under, middle, behind, that kind of stuff.
Up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be aware if you're like
Highlander pug
playing spy or something, or looking behind you, the left and right like mean opposite thing. I always call it wrong, like 80% of the time.
If everyone's keen, we can probably run a pug in here now.
Yes.
Come on, yeah, there we go. There we go.
Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. Let's go. Let's go get my like fourth
Do we
whiskey.
do we do like an actual pug to start it off and then Swiftwater?
There's about.
I think Woxie's trying to start one in Highlander pugs, but
that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Oh, they've only got 5 people there.
Exactly, we've got like 20. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I think this was pretty productive. Thoughts, feedback, criticism directed all to Bird. Don't want to hear it. But yeah, no. It's little stuff like this and showing up and learning stuff like this that is going to put you above other people that are playing the same class as you. And yeah, continue to learn, ask questions. It's good.
Honestly, if you stick to doing stuff like this as well, like the majority of the teams in higher level don't do stuff like this. Like they just rely just on their DM, which can take you so far. But if you can like get really good at strategizing and things like that, you can absolutely beat them on payload maps. Cop maps are kind of a different story because it's a lot more DM focused. But
I would just say if you're running a team or you're part of a team that is really keen to improve as a group, the best thing you can do is get one of us to sit in on one of your games, because just for someone like myself, Bird, or Sheep, as soon as we actually sit in and watch the team play, it is really, really easy for us to pick out the parts where you guys can improve, and that will probably can benefit from this.
I think a really good example of that is the people on A-Tech. Like you can feel the difference immediately behind even just like clearing up the comms and calming differently, and then how quickly you can really improve from just having someone sit and watch how the game plays out.
Thanks, babe. We appreciate you too.
TY. I think I'm gonna post a pug announcement.
Bit of a puggers moment.
So, are we allowed to talk now?
Absolutely. You're allowed to talk the whole time.
Questions if you still have them. If this is something people are interested in,
I got a question.
Yep.
Is Scout in Highlander literally just 80% DM?
Pretty much. A lot of it is DM. You can. I have to get like Disturbed or something in here. Isn't it a really old player?
I mean,
that
push
used to-
cart DM.
All scouts know.
To do you cap points and you get killed.
There's things to it about like knowing when to go in and when to
Obvious.
back